He was always complaining. "Painting and sculpture have been my ruin," he wrote. "I would have been better off making matches." But few artists have created more memorable images than Michelangelo, divine light of the Renaissance.
Artists influence our lives because of a burning image. And you don't have to even know the artist, but they're images that burn into our consciousness.
Michelangelo was already creating images of transcendent beauty at a very young age. His Pietà was completed when he was only 25. And he was only 29 when he transformed the discarded hunk of marble into his most famous sculpture.
The David is this vulnerable young boy looking at his fate and the fate of his people. It was carved out of a totally flawed piece of Carrara marble that had been brought down to Florence at great expense. He just went, he attacked it and delivered. He sculpted out the flaw and delivered this figure, which is the patron saint of Florence.
Michelangelo agonized over his works and often failed to complete them. He would spend more than 4 years on his back, meticulously painting the ceiling of Rome's Sistine Chapel. He argued constantly with his benefactors over his artistic vision. In a scene from the film The Agony and the Ecstasy, Charlton Heston, as Michelangelo, clashed with Pope Julius II over his depiction of the human body.
"I will paint man as God made him, in the glory of his nakedness."
Michelangelo persisted, and when he finally finished, it was like the hand of God reaching across the centuries. Today, that celestial spark still touches us.
I'm not an art historian or even anyone qualified to judge art, but I can tell you that walking around in St. Peter's Basilica and looking at the Pietà was one of the most moving experiences I've ever had, because Michelangelo managed to pull humanity out of cold marble. It's so hard to imagine that anyone has such a gift to create life from cold stone.
Michelangelo lived to be 89. His last years were spent designing St. Peter's Church. Its distinctive dome would be widely copied around the world. He died with the work unfinished, perfectionist to the end.